my name's Clyde Schipke. Thanks for dropping by and checking out my YouTube thing, which will be called Modes and How to Eradicate. I hope you enjoyed seeing Strange Vernacular with me playing in Indaba on the other side. Been playing the guitar and teaching the guitar for many years now, since the early 80s in fact. One of the most common problems I find guitarists have, especially intermediate level guitarists, is negotiating modes. A lot of them say, yeah, I can play on my modes, I can play them really fast and everything, but I don't know how to use the things and I don't understand them. So what I've found over the years is I've been using a system called functional theory, which still uses modes, but it's modes taken to another level. The idea with modes is, instead of saying, here we have a D minor chord, so we're going to do a D Dorian mode, or a G 7th chord, so we do a G Mixolydian mode, functional theory says, oh, those chords are actually in the key of C, so not only can we play the Dorian and the Mixolydian modes, but we can in fact play any mode from the C major scale. So in other words, we do away with modes totally and just play off the major scale most of the time. So what I've done today is I've got a little backing tape here. I'm going to start with an E7th chord, the E7 sharp 9, which many players call the Jimi Hendrix chord. And what I'll be doing with that is playing just basically the E blues scale, but with a lot of notes taken from the E natural minor scale. And it's a fairly typical sound. Every sort of pub rock band uses that, every rock blues guitarist uses the same approach. So here's the E7 sharp 9 chord with the E blues natural minor scale. So it was, every pub band plays that, every rock blues player plays that. In functional theories though, we say that that was an E minor scale, and one of the several applications we can have is that we'll say that E minor scale is actually the 6th chord in the key of G. In the key of G we have 5 other chords, or 6 other chords. We have G major as a 1, A minor as a 2, B minor as a 3, C major is the 4, D dominant is the 5, E minor is a 6, and F sharp minor 7 flat 5 is the 7 chord. So what I'll be doing is playing essentially the same scale as before, the E natural minor E blues scale, but playing it over a G major chord, a 1 chord in the key of G. Quite a pretty sound, isn't it? Very different to our blues, and it's taken away a lot of the character of the blues scale and makes a very melodic, very sweet sound over the G major chord. The next chord is our A minor chord, so here's again our E blues played over an A minor chord in the key of G. I find that one really good for funk playing. You probably recognise that sort of chordal vamp as some of the sort of harder edged type funk lines. So the theory there was we had an A minor chord and I was playing an E blues lick over the top of it. The next one's our B minor chord. This is our 3 chord in the key of G. A lot of country players use this approach. So playing the 6 minor over the 3 chord. Yeah, a lot of the country rock players tend to go for that sort of sound, and some of the biggest stadium rock type bands use that one too. Makes everything into a major 7th to a degree. The next one's our 4 chord, the C major chord. So here again we have our E blues being played over a C major chord in the key of G. functional, works really nice, and good for getting interesting melodies from it. The next one is our D7 chord. So a lot of players, modal players, would say, oh, D7, we do D mixolydian. But functional players say, sure, we could do D mixolydian, but also let's do the E blues scale, or as the modal players would call it, the E Aeolian scale. Up, gets you away from having that scale that is too closely aligned with the chord. The next one's where we started from, our E minor chord, and we're playing the E 6 minor scale over the top, or E in the key of G. The last one's one of my favourites. It's the F sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord. A lot of players think, oh no, it's one of those weird chords. I never think of anything to do at the top of this one. So now you know what to do. The F sharp minor 7 is a flat 5 is a 7 chord in the key of G. So we play anything in the key of G. I'm doing the E blues at the 12th fret. Quite fine, everything's nice and sweet and melodic. So there's a quick little view of how functional theory can help you use your modes to play over a lot more chords than waiting for your favourite chord or your root position chord, as it's called, to come along. You can play 7 different modes over 7 totally different chords, so it winds up to being at least 40 or so combinations. Hope you enjoy that. If you need more information or want to have a bit of a chat about things, musical things, please contact me via the web address and everything that you'll see coming up shortly. Enjoy playing, thanks very much, and keep an eye out for other clips that I'll be putting on. Thank you.